Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. How's everybody doing? According to Google, which I just did a search this morning for latest Lions news, good news, Rock Ya-Sin is back. Don't know the details, hasn't been released yet. I just know that the Lions, according to Google, Lions signed Rock Ya-Sin this morning. So legal tampering period begins now, and we're already hearing deals done. San Francisco 49ers are open to trading Trent Williams. In other news around the whole sporting world is the fact that, let me read this again because this is huge. Chad Baker Mazzara was dismissed from the USC men's basketball team yesterday after an internal investigation determined he falsified his birth certificate. An anonymous tip reportedly suggested that the Dominican native is actually 32 years old and a father of 4. Huge breaking development for USC. That may mean they may have to vacate wins that guy was a part of. So, big news. In other news, we know about the trade. We traded for Juice Scruggs and 2 picks with Houston. Taylor Decker requested his release, and we're doing it. Now we know. I think OT is our biggest need this offseason. I don't think cornerback's as big of a need because guess what? No arrest warrant issued for Terrion Arnold yet. Tua, probably Atlanta. They need a vet. I think they're going to trade for him. I don't think they're going to wait for June 1st. I think they're going to make a trade for him now. They're going to push for it. And analysts believe Terrion Arnold is poised for a breakout year. Yep, Gary actually went for a 3rd-round pick. That was misreported. It was a 3rd-round pick. Micah Fitzpatrick went to the Jets for a 7th-round pick. But it's a 3rd-round 2027 pick. Yes, Rashawn Gary is a Cowboy and out of our division. And it's already leaked that they're favored to get Trey Hendrickson now, too. So they're going to have Gary and Trey Hendrickson. Some teams are getting better. Other teams are sitting stagnant. So I think we're either going to get Cade Mays at center or trade for Hjalte Froholt from the Cards. I think that's what's going to end up happening. We may end up giving those extra 2 picks we got for him. Just a thought. And I wouldn't mind that. Very familiar with the Drew Petzing system. A healthy center that would do good with us in his zone blocking scheme that he uses. I still think we should draft one because he's around 28 years old and he's getting up in age. Pistons lose. Red Wings shut out the Devils. It's been a rough weekend for the Pistons. I think they dropped 3 straight now, maybe 4. Iserman made a trade for a big defenseman to put on the blue line. I think it's huge. He's good with puck movement. Yes, we're going to start talking about all sports now. The news is so slow, and I think it's going to be a slow off season for us, and that's going to suck. I think we're going to clear cap and have room to make some minor trades. I think we're going to sign some free agents that nobody was expecting. Middle of the road guys, if they hit free agency. We haven't heard of a deal for AJ Empinesa, so he looks like he'll be a free agent. According to Adam Schefter, the NFL held committee last week in Palm Beach, and the owners updated the status talks with the NFL Referees Association on a new deal to replace the agreement expiring in May, and talks are said not to be in a good place for sources. Frustration is mounting on the NFL side and among owners. The NFL has said in the past that it's focused on changes that it believes will improve the performance of on-field officials, while the union wants to preserve the status quo or roll back in some cases the access the league has to work with the officials. I say make them full-time employees and hold them to the 85% accurate standings of the NBA. If you want to be a playoff referee, you better be 85% or better accurate. I don't think that's asking too much. Only make 15% bad calls. We know that the 18-game schedule is coming, and it's probably going to end up equaling a total of 16 games overseas, with all 32 games, 2 teams playing 1 game overseas. But it will have 2 bye weeks. I hope they make the middle one stationary and rotate the other one after you play your overseas game, because that's the only way you're going to make it to where people can recover from jet lag. Do I think? Yeah, probably. Max Crosby, late Friday night while we were live, went to the Ravens. Hallelujah. He's not in the NFC North. You know who else is screaming hallelujah? Minnesota Vikings. They don't have to worry about their QB dying. Doesn't matter who it is. Good for the Packers to get something out of Gary. Otherwise, he'd have been a free agent come Wednesday. That was the rumor anyways, that he was going to be cut. So I think our top 5 offseason needs is offensive tackle, center, edge, safety, and linebacker. That's the other thing I hope they do. That wasn't mentioned, but I think it should. They should at least expand it to 7 players to make it a 60-man roster, expand it to 50 to 52 players being able to be active and the other ones inactive, and the call-ups to be more than 1 per week from the practice squad. And the practice squad should be expanded to 20, a total 80-man roster instead of 69. Which would expand your salary cap to equal the top 53. There would be 7 that wouldn't count against the cap on the active roster, and the 16 on the practice squad wouldn't count either. Oh, there will be more injuries, because they're also talking about going to 2 preseason games, because the NFLPA refuses to budge off of 20 games total between preseason and regular season. But as we can see, that's been a mistake. Ever since we reduced to 3 games, the injuries have gone up each year. Soft tissue injuries. And no strength or conditioning coach is going to help that. Plus, more teams have turf now. More teams are having ACL, Achilles, and PCL tears. Soft tissue injuries, calf strains, hamstring strains, shoulder separations from when they hit the ground too hard. It's not happening during the play, it's happening when they hit the ground. Because you're hitting cement. I don't care how much you pat it, it's still cement. It doesn't move. So I'm trying to come up with 2 more shows. We're going to have a hoops talk and a puck talk show. Because I'm going to start doing everything. There is the new logo. It is the KCB Sports Network, no longer just kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions. Since I started a Tigers show, first, that's why that's the logo that's prominent next to the Lions. I got the Pistons right next to them and the Red Wings on each side of the shield. Tell me what you think. That's why I made that the cover page on my Lions page. I'm going to make it on the other one shortly. It is time to branch out. It'll help me grow faster. Pistons lost by 11 last night. They were at one point down by 22. The fact they came back with 2:47 left to get it within 11 was pretty good. They cut the lead down in half, but they still lost 110 to 121 to the Miami Heat. They're losing ground in the East. I hope they do not do the Red Wings collapse we've seen the last 2 years in a row and end up missing the playoffs. They've been so good all season. Cade has looked like an MVP all year. He's still putting up MVP numbers, but the team is failing around him. I don't understand it. I like JB Bickerstaff. I think he's a good coach. Michigan swept Michigan State. Started out rough and came back and won by 10, 90 to 80. And I do not agree with what the fans did to Izzo prior to the game. You can't sit there and yell, fuck Tom Izzo. He deserves to be respected. Ricky! No, that's the crazy thing. We don't. Even Isaiah Stewart returned from his suspension now. Everybody's playing. I don't get it. I mean, Asar Thompson got hurt. That's big, but it's not huge. But again, this is the new logo. KCB Sports Network. Don't forget, this is happening in Minneapolis. Kyler Murray's reporting at the check-in counter. This still may happen because the House voted down that rule to levy the tax and let them build in Arlington Heights. So they still may be the Hammond Bears. Kyler Murray. Yes.
Nice.
Glad you like it, Fred. Back before I got into football podcasting, I was thinking about doing a stupid podcast where me and some friends would sit at the all-night Walmart and critique the fashion of people that walked in with a camera that pointed at the door. I think it'd have been hilarious where it's just us ragging on people coming in dressed in their gear. I still don't agree with disrespecting a coach. Jeremy Fears did that in the game. This was prior to the game. Not one thing happened for that to be yelled about at that time. I'm not yelling fuck Tom Izzo. I'm sorry. 27 straight playoff appearances.
Nice.
But Gary's a Cowboy. More than likely, Trey Hendrickson's a Cowboy. We resigned Riak Rasin according to Google. I'm still waiting for any confirmation of that anywhere. And now the San Francisco 49ers are open to trading Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams. Why? Because they can't cut him until June 1st, so they'd rather get draft capital. Makes sense. Same with Tua. He'll probably end up traded to Atlanta. They will probably give up a 3rd or 4th round pick for him. That's all he's worth. That happened in the game, Ricky. That's why I wasn't bringing that up. Dirty players happen. Yeah, I still do not blame coaches for the way players act on the court. I just don't. Yeah, that was wild. My wife is an MSU basketball fan. I don't watch much basketball, but I'll watch that with her. That was fucked up. Izzo deserves respect. Right. That's where I'm at. If somebody did that to Coach K, what would be the blowback on that? I just think it was wrong to throw shade at a coach that has a national championship and 27 straight March Madness appearances. So I don't get the arrogance of it. Maybe, but for a team that's desperate for a veteran quarterback and not wanting to bring back Cousins because they cut him, they're desperate enough to do that. And that lowers that dead cap hit significantly for Miami by doing it in a trade rather than cutting. It's a win-win for both teams, really. Who knows? That O-line's slightly better than Miami's. He might actually be able to stay healthy there. Miami traded Minkah Fitzpatrick for a 7th rounder to the Jets. That defense got better. They got something in return. Win-win. I think Jets actually got him for a steal. And I'm not, everybody acts like Laporta's the only thing we got out of the Stafford Goff trade. I mean, it's not, but at the same time, Rams have won the trade. Until we make the Super Bowl, they won that trade. We got a lot of great players, but we've got nothing to show for it. No hardware. Ooh. Yes, Andrew Merklinger. We resigned Rock Yasin. Trey Hendrickson's going to be a Cowboy. Gary was traded to the Cowboys for a 3rd round 2027 pick. Minkah Fitzpatrick was traded to the Jets for a 7th rounder. 49ers have just put Trent Williams on the trade block. And we resigned Rock Yasin. That's why we're at $6.7 million over the cap. We should have been at 4.5 if you do the math. So he got a nice prove it $2 million deal, or a 2-year $2 million deal is what it's going to count against the cap. No biggie. Restructures. That's all I give a fuck about. Till I hear restructures, we're not doing shit. And we're going to lose picks if it goes past Wednesday if he hasn't got us under the cap. sitting on his hands. Either trade someone away that makes us save money, or do the restructures. That's where I'm at. I don't want to speculate we're getting anyone until I see restructures done. It's ridiculous that we're sitting on $6.7 million over the cap right now. Well, according to this, it just cleared up. We're sitting at 5.5 million in cap room. How'd that happen? Last week we were 6.7. So now we have 5.5 million in cap room. Somebody either restructured or we traded somebody. Somebody look it up, because I'm not looking at my phone right now. That's according to Spot Track. It says we have 5.5 million. Yep, 5.5 million. Financial summary is 13.6. So we got cap room. Hallelujah. If we start winning, they'll chant his name. Winning is what gets his name chanted. It has nothing to do with Jared Goff himself. Because if anybody actually paid attention to the numbers, Goff was very good last year, despite being under pressure. I'm tired of that weak argument that Jared Goff is the reason we lost. Poor third down conversion rate. Poor fourth down conversion rate. I don't see anything about that yet. That's a rumor until I see it. So people said that Kirby wouldn't risk his knee to acupuncture. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. Because it just happened. There was a picture of it today. And I'm going to post it here shortly. I just got damn thing. There. It was more than Glasgow. We lost with Tristan Colon and Kingsley Egakun in there too. So I miss me with blaming any one person. It's a team thing. The offense failed, the defense failed. Both of them at once. Here's what Kirby is doing for his knee, his cartilage. Acupuncture therapy. Electrodes attached to a couple of them to stimulate it, to help it regrow. But he was out there throwing T-shirts at the Michigan State game in Chrysler Arena last night. So that's all fine and dandy. He was walking without a brace. That was a good sign. So unless we get a tackle in free agency, my first pick every time I do a draft, it will be 100% me getting them getting one through the draft. That's why I've been doing mock drafts instead of talking about free agency. We really don't have the money. 5.5 million. That's not even enough to sign our rookies. Restructures need to be done. But it's time to draft again. Let's do it. 7 rounds. ESPN. The Lions. Let's go. I might take that. No. No. Well, maybe. Nah. No trades. I'm going to take Monroe Freely. I think he's the best left tackle in the draft, left after Francis Mauagawa. No. And look at that. Oh, there he is way down there. I'll take him. I think he's worth better, more than that. So Anthony Lewis is there. I'll take Anthony Lewis over Jayshon Barham. Cornerbacks. 6'3" and 198. Had a PFSN. I like him. Take him. Kendall Daniels, you're a lion. So are you, Lear Barton. He can't sign there unless he's traded for. No, he's a free agent. It's a tentative deal. Until he's actually signed, on Wednesday, which is when it's official, it's not official. I haven't seen any notification. So that's what I'm saying, Nick. I'm not getting it in an actual notification. I get notifications from Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and Tom Pellisario. The Sleeper League. So until I see that, they say it. Everything else is rumors. Just like we heard that Max Crosby was going to be a Bear all day Thursday and all morning on Friday morning during the show. That didn't happen. Until I actually see it, I don't know. No trades, 9 draft picks. This is what I ended up with. Monroe Fielding, Logan Jones, Anthony Lucas, Devin Moore, Kendall Daniels, Lardner Barton, Isaiah Nakwobia, Chip Trayanum, and Jack Strand. Fixed the O-line. Got some edge and linebacker depth. Got a cornerback. Got a safety. I think that's the way we're going. I think we have to go O-line to start. I just do. I'm fine with waiting till later. The edge room is much deeper than everybody thought it was. The cornerback room is deeper than we thought it was, as was the safety room. Kendall Daniels, without working out, moved up from 259 to 165. That's why I took him ahead of Barton, who's 189. Barton fell down because he didn't run as fast as everybody predicted him to. Macobia. So that gives us two big 6'5" and a 6'3" or 6'4", 6'3" linebackers, a 6'3" corner, a 6'2" safety, a 5'11", 230-pound wrecking back, and Jack Strand, a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback as a backup. I think those are the right types of moves to make. I just think we're going to start seeing something happen on the Lions end shortly. Then we'll see who they're talking to tomorrow. Until it happens, nothing's going to happen. That's my prediction. Unless we see the restructures done today, nothing's going to happen. I could have swore that we were going to have $5 million in cap room, and according to Spotrac, we do. $5.5 million. We're 25th in cap space right now. The dead cap that we've eaten this year is $26.5 million. So yeah, technically, we would have $30 million like I thought to start this offseason if it wasn't for all the dead cap. I think every draft, year one, should be rated a C. We haven't seen anybody take the field in the pros because sometimes they just don't work out. I like the direction I take my drafts because they make sense. It makes sense to have people on rookie deals. That's 4 to 5 years of control that you can have. If you use the franchise tags properly, it's 6 years for anyone automatically. That's the other thing. We'll have to make it so teams can do more than one tag per season. It might have to be two exclusive, two transitional tags. Because we're going to have to mitigate losing players right after their rookie contracts without having to give them a long-term contract to pay them. I think it's going to start happening. Very few will you see Oh yeah, and this weekend we saw that the Chargers signed Khalil Mack to a 1-year, $18 million fully guaranteed deal, and Trent McDuffie got a 4-year, $124 million deal with the Rams, making him the highest paid CB with $100 million of that guaranteed. That all happened this weekend. This weekend was full of moves. The Bears traded for Garrett Bradbury. The deal can't be done right now, Bill. Free agency doesn't open till Wednesday at 4 p.m. That's when all of it goes final. It's a tentative deal right now. Paperwork can be filed, but it is not official till 4 p.m. because other teams can still talk to them. They have 48 hours from 4 p.m. this afternoon to talk him out of going to the Cowboys. You got to know how it works. This is the tampering period. This is not the signing day. Free agent frenzy does not technically start until Wednesday at 4 p.m. This is just the tampering period when you can talk to players, put deals in place, but other teams can still outbid you. We've seen it happen before where it was announced that this player was going to be signed here and then they signed somewhere else. So don't say it's signed. That's the same with the Kenneth Walker deal. Even if it is a deal they have tentatively in place, he's not a Chief until Wednesday at 4 p.m. That's why I say hold the phone. Don't say they're signing. They're projected to sign. I announced that at the start of the show. But what you can say is Rashawn Gary is a Cowboy because they traded for him. They gave a 2027 third-round pick. A trade is different. San Francisco has put Trent Williams on the trade block. This is the tampering period. That's all I got to say. Other teams can still talk to him and talk him out of going to the Cowboys by offering him more money. So unless that's how it works. So signed, no, traded. He didn't sign. He was traded for. They gave up 2 first-round picks. They gave what the Raiders were asking for. I said that was what was going to get it done if it got done, was 2 first-round picks. He went to the Ravens. Lo and behold, a team not on his 3 that he wanted to go to. He wanted to go to the Rams. He wanted to go to the Patriots or the Lions. He didn't go to any of the 3. He didn't go to the Bears like we heard because he was such good friends with Caleb. He went to the Ravens. Linderbaum, on the other hand, does not have a deal in place and more than likely going to be a free agent. McGovern got re-signed by the Bills over the weekend, so he's not going to be a free agent. So Cade Mays more than likely will, unless a deal gets done today or tomorrow with the Panthers. But personally, if you want the success that they had in the run game, despite having no running backs for most of the season last year, you trade a mid-round pick or a day 3 pick to the Cardinals to get Froholt for center of the Lions for a year and draft your center for the future. That's where I'm at. This has been another episode of Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. Thank you for watching. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. And one last time, the mock draft I did live. This is mock draft 65. Monroe Freeling, Logan Jones, Anthony Lucas, Devin Moore, Kendall Daniels, Lander Barton, Isaiah Nkolia, Chip Trayanum, and Jack Strand. I love this draft. We got linebacker depth. We got an extra corner to add depth to the cornerback room. We got a safety. We got a running back. We got a quarterback. But we more than likely shored up the O-line for years right there. Have a great day, everybody. Right. Media's got to get to their ducks in a row. The media has been talking about that A.J. Brown trade since Friday. Until we see it happen, it hasn't happened. That's why I said until we see it gone official by one of those big 3 that announce all the trades, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, or Adam Schefter, it usually isn't done. But they also need to slow down and get their facts straight. Because they'll say, oh, it's going to be a late round pick. Oh, it's a 3rd round pick. Oh, it's a 4th and a 5th round pick. Oh, it's a 4th and a 7th. 8 different scenarios came out for the Monty trade before they got it right. They were so confusing, I was confused. Hell, most of the fan bases across the NFL was confused. But Joe Mixon is going to be a free agent. I haven't heard anybody talking to him yet. You would think the Texans would be talking to Kenneth Walker. I'm sorry, but I think he's better than Woody Marks. You put Walker and Monty together, that's nasty. Please, somebody other than the Chiefs get Walker. Denver, jump up there, get him. They don't deserve him. Have a great day, everybody.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.